Hello, my friends. Today I want to tell you a story about one experience that completely changed my life. In particular, that one experience changed the way I lead my businesses. It happened a few years ago when I took Stegen Academy Integral Leadership Program, which is a year-long training for business owners and entrepreneurs. And I was in the room with 25 other men who were very brilliant, very successful, very driven. And we started our training with this exercise. It was a Mensa exercise where we were instructed to arrange toothpick in a particular pattern. The facilitator said that this exercise doesn't measure our level of intelligence. It's just some people see the pattern and some people don't see the pattern. We would be timed, and there was one very important element of this exercise. We could start asking questions as soon as the timer started. So they put up these big blocks so that we wouldn't peek to see what other people were doing, and this timer started. And the exercise wasn't that simple. I quickly realized that, it wasn't something that came naturally to me. And immediately I started stressing out because I have to admit, I am a very driven, ambitious, competitive person. I am a type A personality. So was everybody else in the room. A couple of minutes passes, this one guy lifts his arm up, he's done. The second guy lifts his arm up, he's done, and I feel all this pressure. So finally I figured out how to arrange the toothpicks, and I was like number 3 or 4 in this exercise, and I was like, oh, thank God I'm not stupid, even though the facilitator said this exercise does not measure your level of intelligence. Just some people see the answer right away and some people don't see the pattern. Anyway, one by one, everybody gets the exercise complete. Some people ask questions right away, and there was one guy left, and he was sitting there obviously distressed. He was red and he was sweating, and he just could not see the pattern, and he wouldn't ask the question. So 15 minutes passed by, 20, 30 minutes passed by. We were instructed to stand over him to add more psychological pressure, and the guy wouldn't ask the question. So finally we talked him into ask the questions, because once you ask the question, you get it done right away. So the question is literally where do you put the stick here or do you put the stick here? So once he started asking questions, he got it done in a couple of seconds. So why am I telling you this story? So the caveat of the story comes from what happened next. The facilitator of the program said, do you guys want to know the record time in which this exercise was completed ever in the history of Stegen Academy? And we were like, yeah, of course. So as it turns out, this guy, I don't remember his name sadly, but he got the answer. He got the exercise completed in I want to say 10 seconds or something crazy. I don't remember the particulars. I think if it took me 3 minutes to figure it out, this guy was done in 10 seconds. And we were like, wow, he must be really brilliant. And then the facilitator says, do you want to know how he got it done? And we're like, yeah, we want to know. As it turns out, this person completed the exercise in record time because as soon as the timer started, he asked the question and he got it done. He never even spent the time trying to figure it out. And this person is hugely successful. He, has multiple companies. They're doing really well. He's obviously a brilliant person. So why am I telling you this story? After that experience, I started asking myself, where in my life am I wasting my precious time, my energy, my money, my resources trying to figure something out when I can simply ask somebody who has already done it successfully? I am a brilliant person. I think I'm quite intelligent and I'm very driven, and I usually get things done. And does it make sense for me to spend the next decade of my life, spend thousands, if not millions of dollars trying to figure something out when I can simply ask somebody who has already done that and done it really, really well? In other words, success always leaves clues. Once I had that experience, I started asking questions. So, and usually I'm a very spiritual person. So usually for me, it happens like this. I meditate every morning, and in my meditation and prayer, I ask, I need help with X, Y, and Z. Send me the right person, the right course, the right training, the right coaching, the right experience and circumstance that will help me learn or overcome this challenge, this issue, help me get through this. And the universe always answers, right away. I either come across the person or a coach or a training pops up on my Facebook, something the answer that I've been seeking. And I'll tell you, Tony Robbins and all of his amazing seminars came into my life in perfect timing in the time of transition when I needed some guidance. I needed to reevaluate pretty much everything, all my values. And as a result of those seminars, it became very clear to me that it was time for me to sell my business and start a new chapter of my life. Or years ago, I was ready for Vipassana, which is a 10-day silent meditation retreat, but I didn't even know where to start. I just asked the universe for help, and a person reached out to me from a Zen Buddhist group, and they wanted us to host a Zen Buddhist silent meditation retreat at Blue Sky Retreat Center that I own in Taos, New Mexico. So we hosted that meditation retreat and I got to participate, and it was truly a life-changing experience. And I can go on and on and on about the right people coming into my life in just the right time. So what am I saying, you guys? What I'm saying is, don't waste the next 10 years of your life, 20 years of your life. Don't waste your time, energy, money, resources trying to figure stuff out when you can simply ask somebody who has already done it really, really well. And what I can offer you guys, I've started with one small yoga studio. I've grown that yoga studio to an amazing community with 7 locations, a thriving business, an amazing community, a multi-million-dollar business. And I want to help you. If you want to open a yoga studio or a fitness brand, a bar studio, a CrossFit gym, a karate studio, I'm here to help you. I've grown my fitness brand. I have gone through every mistake you can possibly make. I know what works, what doesn't work. So I'm here to help you. So my new course, So You Want to Open a Yoga Studio, it starts in just a couple of weeks. I have a special course for yoga studio owners called Rockstar Yoga Studio Business. In that course, I share with you everything that I've learned over the last 10 years of starting, growing, expanding, and eventually selling my hugely successful business. So let me help you get to that level of success, that next level of success, however it looks like to you. Let me help you get there much quicker. Let me save you a lot of resources. Let me hold your hand and take you to that place where you feel fulfilled and financially successful. That's it. So reach out with any questions, DM me. I have a link in my profile with the registration links, and there is also a bunch of free content that you can get instant access to right away. Just pretty much basics around a commercial lease space. I have some basics about pricing strategies. I have some basics around Facebook ads. So you kind of get a feel for my trainings, how I go about it, and what kind of information I share with you. So early bird registration ends September 15th for my new course, So You Want to Open a Yoga Studio. Save $200, register now. And if you have any questions, I'm always here. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you soon.